Hello friends, today in this video I am going to discuss Canto 4 of Rap of the Lock by Alexander Pope. I'll discuss line by line explanation. So let's get begin. But anxious cares, the pensive nymph oppress, and secret passions labor in her breast. Not youthful kings in battle sees alive, not scornful virgins who their charms survive, not ardent lovers robbed of all their bliss, not ancient ladies when refused a kiss, not tyrants' fears that unrepenting die, not Cynthia when her Mentia print of Avery ever felt such rage, resentment, despair as thou, said virgin, for thy ravish hair. So as we saw in Canto 3 that Lord Baron he was successful in cutting off Belinda's lock, and in these lines we'll see how Belinda responds to the date, and meaning of difficult word: pensive, sad and melancholic. Oppress mean unfair treatment, and seize life capture, you can see, and ardent passionate bliss mean lovers passion, and Cynthia here is referred to goddess, it's an allusion there, we'll discuss in detail, and virgin refers to Belinda here. So the crux of the explanation of this line is that here use of not is anaphora. Not has been used in beginning of the line. It's an anaphora, a literary device, and so the lady who tried to charm someone but failed. So here it refers to Belinda's that now her luck has been lost, and so her value degrade because her value, her beauty was due to that locks, and so it's like she respond in such a manner that everything has been lost, and it has been compared to great losses. For example, in wars, kings have been defeated and captured alive. It's like that. So it's compared to that, and it said that even that doesn't matter, and Belinda's loss is much greater than that, and so even it's more difficult than lover separation, and so it has been discussed there her state of mind, and so what she did, her mind didn't set up her dress well, so she felt rage about that. She was very angry about that act, and Ravi Sher forcefully cut off her locks. And we'll analyze the next lines. For that sad moment when the sylphs withdraw, Ariel weeping from Belinda's flew, umbrella a dusky melancholic spirit as ever sully the fair face of light down to central earth, his proper scene repaired to search the gloomy cave of spleen. Swift on his sooty pinions flit the gnome, and in a vapor reached the dismal dome. No cheerful breeze this sullen region knows, the dreaded east in all the wind that blows. Here in grotto shelter close from air, the secret in shades from day's detested glare. So, meaning of difficult words: umbral, he was saw gnome, earth spirit, underwater, underground spirit, you can say, and dusky refers to dull, and sullen damage, and the phase of light refers to light is damaging for it, and for it that gnome, okay, and spleen, cave of spleen. So here the spleen is goddess of sadness or hopelessness that reside underworld, and here gnomes are earth spirit, pinions, wings, and vapors. Here's refer to tears and dome in cave and grotto also cave. And so the crux in this line, it has been discussed that after cutting up Belinda's lock there appears a gnome earth spirit name is Umbriel. His name was Umbriel, and he want to take advantage of her rage, and he want to aggravate or worse the situation. So what he did, he got to underground to cave of spleen, who was goddess of sadness. So from here, what he did, he go to her and for her have and for her cave and dreadful east winds. So east winds causes suffering, sadness, and she was to worsen the situation, and she got there like, but we see what happens next. She sighed forever on her pensive bed, Pen at her side and Megrim at her head. Two handmaids wait the throne, alike in place, but differing far in figure and in face. Here stood ill nature like ancient maid, her wrinkled form in black and white array, with store of praise for morning, nights, and noons. Her hand is filled with her bosom with lampoons. Their their affection with a sickly man shows in her cheek the roses of 18, practice to lips and hang the head aside, faint fends into air and languish with pride. On the rich quilt sinks with becoming woe, wrapped in gown for sickness and for show. The fair ones feel such melodies as these, when each new night dress give a new disease. So in these lines, the gnome, the umbrella, he goes to cave of spleen, the god, the goddess of sadness, and spleen here, it is a symbol of sadness, and so pain has been personified here. Pain at her side. So this is the discussion about Queen of Spleens, that the atmosphere here is there. The Queen of Spleen, she has been surrounded by pain at her side. Migraine, mean it's a type of headache at her head, and so what she did. And ill nature women, so ill nature women were there in her monarch or her kingdom, you can say. And the ill nature women who have been wrinkled, form in black and white array, and so what here lampoons refers to publicly criticized, using ridicule or mocked. Pop did that by using such words, and affectation, artificiality, imposter, and show off. So the sickly men, they show off there, and although she praised the Queen of Spleen but a lot, but there is no affection for other in her heart. There is jealousy only, and she want others to suffer sadness and melancholic, and pretend to be delicate, such as even quilt, but she's not in reality. And practice to lisp means speak kindly, pretend to be kind. She, in reality, she is not kind what she seems to be, and she seeks attention, sympathy, so that she show off her dress. Guess sickness and for sure is discussed there, and melodies, so she separate melodies, illnesses, and she do all of these bad things. Okay, and a constant vapor over the palace flies, strange phantoms rising as the mists arise, dreadful a hermit's dreams in haunted shades, or bright as vision of expiring maids. Now glaring fins and snakes on rolling spires, pale spectres, gaping tombs, and purple friars. Now lakes of liquid gold, Elysian scenes, and crystal dome and angels in machines. Umbrelled, unnumbered throngs on every side are seen of bodies changed to various form by spleen. Here living teapots stand, one arm held out, one bent the handle, this at that spout a pipkin, they are like Homer's tripod walk. So in these lines, meaning of difficult verse, phantoms rising refers to unreal idealistic sights are there in the cave, and glaring fins refers to demons and machines, and industrial uh, revolutions refers to this, and unnumber refers to artificiality show of that ill spirits there. And so in this line the main thing is that it's explanation or demonstration of the cave of Queen of Spleen there, what kind of creatures, spirits are there. So demons are there, there were unrealistic sights are there, paradox is used to explain their dreadful and bright dream and vision. And here you can see that perceive of happiness is a materialistic thing, and here it has also been discussed there that the Queen of Spleen, she is responsible for causing depression, and so depression which kills your true personality and you become affected artificial like, and the naturality of your personality has been lost. And mockery, Alexander Pope do done mockery over there on women, comparing them to trivial things, and their past time like arms of teapot, their posture compared to arms of teapots. And so here there is also reference allusion to Homer's Iliad where the tripod walk. And this is an explanation of these lines, and we'll move see next lines. Here sighs Ajar, and there a gooseberry talks. Men prove with child as powerful frenzy works, and maids turn bottles can allow it for cogs. Safe passed the norm through his fantastic band, a branch of healing spleenwort in his hand. Then thus addressed the power hell Veyard's queen, who ruled the sex to 50 from 15, parents of vapors and female wit, who give the historic or poetic fit. So this is description of the glimpse of the living of the aristocratic society of that time, and it highlight the manner, the etiquettes, way of living and style on that society. And here you can see that men proof with child refers to that man bearing a child or men become pregnant. Actually it doesn't happen, it's a fantasy, and used for ridiculing, or you can say mockery. And so these unusual things, fantasized things happen in the cave of Spleen. And the spleen word mean like a medicine, and powered held Veyard queen. Queen it refers to queen of sadness, the queen of spleen, and who ruled the sex of 50 from 15. So she ruled over the women of 15 to 50. And so parents of vapors and female wit refers to the vapors refer to sad, depressing thoughts and hysteric emotional reactions. And so she controlled their mood swings and their thoughts, their sadness, depressing thoughts, and the way they met different people is actually controlled by her. And take physics mean take medicine. Physics refer to medicine there, and so yes, here it refers to formless drama of female and their ill behavior has been discussed there. And so we'll discuss the next lines. And send the guardian in pity to pray. A nymph there is that all thy power disdain, and thousands more in equal mirth maintains. But oh, if ever thy gnome could spoil a grace or raise a pimple on a beauteous face, like citron waters matron's cheeks inflame, or change complexion at a losing game. If ever with airy horns I planted heads, or rumple petticoats, or tumble beds, or cast suspicion when no soul was brought, or discompose the headdress of a brute, or ever to costive lapdog gave disease which not the tears of brightest eyes could ease. Sorry. So in this line you will see that so Belinda distance. So the Umbrella told Queen of Sipline that Belinda distance your power, and she is out of control of yours. So she tried to ignite or invoke the Queen of Siplines to worsen the situation of Belinda. Name refers to Belinda over here. And but what did the gnome, the umbrella, she told the Queen of Spleens that what are the things she have done in the favor of Queen of Spleen, that but I am your, she said that but I am your faithful spirit, I never try to raise a question against you, I am your slave, and did uh, I did vicious things. So qualities of umbrella has been discussed there. For example, that she convert a beautiful lady into ugly by uh, producing wrinkles on their face and inflame their cheeks, which create a doubt about their about the ladies. And what she did, she tumbled their beds and petticoats and losing their so that they lose their piousness, purity, and so that they felt sad and grief, and she did all this to impress the Queen of Spleen. Hear me and touch Belinda with chagrin. The single act give half the world the spleen. The goddess with a discontented air seems to reject him, though she grants his prayer. A wondrous bag with both her hands she binds. So after listening to Umbrella, the Sipline, the Queen of Sipline, she become impressed about her and she confer her two gifts, and we'll see that so as the Umbrella requests that make Belinda angry, inflame her, so that this act should be like that it should bring what you say sadness to all the women. So if Belinda gets sad, this means all the people get sad. That you give sadness to that of all of people, and the people who felt happy on seeing Belinda, they also felt sad. So she didn't like what Umbral said, but despite that, she gave her gifts. So on wondrous bag with both her hands she binds. So it's a gift from goddess to umbrella. We'll see what are these gifts. Like that, where once Ulysses held the winds, there she collects the force of female lungs, sighs, sobs, passions, war of tongues, a veil next she fills with fainting fears, soft sorrows, melting grief, and flowing tears. At the norm, rejoicing, bears her gift away, and spreads her black wings and slowly mounts to day and sink in Thalestris' arms the nymph he found, her eyes dejected, her hair unbound. So what she did after receiving the gifts, the umbrella, she went back to Belinda to make the situation worse. So here allusion is there. Pop compares the gift to of Umbral to Ulysses, who is a protagonist of the Homer's Odyssey, and he is known as King of Winds. He has a bag which contains winds, which control all the winds. And so, what are the things in Splin's bag? These are the things, okay, the things, the sobs, the sighs, patience, war of tongues, and so she war of tongues refer to dispute the quarrels, you can see, okay, and the second gift was a bottle which contained fears. So what she did, Umbrella take this gift and she pour all of these fears, sobs, sighs, fear, and sadness over Belinda, so it aggravate worsen the situation. Sunk in Thalestras' arms, the nymph he found, her eyes dejected, her hair unbound, full over their heads the swelling bag she rent, and all the furious issues at the vent. Belinda's burns with more than moral ire and fears Thalestras fans the rising fire. Oh, wretch mad, she spread her hands and cried, while Hampton's echoes wretch mad replied, was it for this you took such constant care, the Bedkin comb and essence to prepare for this your locks in pepper durance bound for this with thoughting irons fretched around for this with fillets stand your tender head and bravely bore the double lots of lead. Gods shall the ravisher display your hair while the fops envy and ladies stare and honor forbid, at whose unrivalled shire is pleasure, virtue, all our sex resign. Methinks already I your dear survive, already hear the horrid things they say, already see you are degraded, tossed, and all your honor in a whisper lost. How shall I then your hapless fame defend? It will then be infamy to seem your friend. So here we see, we'll see after pouring of this gift over to Belinda and Thalestris' reaction, we'll see that she become angered at Belinda despite she has been her friend for years, but now she says that even I feel shameful about being your friend, that you lost your dignity with the loss of logs and umbrella. He poured the bottle over their head. Yes, we'll see that he worsened the situation, and so it caused human wrath, anger, and they begin to dispute takes place between Thalestris and Belinda, and so what she did, the Baron show off his victory, and someone who is hair fops. So what she did here, Forbes referred to someone who is conscious of his looks. You can say Forbes handsome like dream and ladies there. So all these the people now become hesitant about the beauty of Belinda, and the ladies also felt that they are worried about it. And Thalestris said that I visualize your pain, but nothing can be done. Your honor has been degraded. Now they change their perspective about you, that your beauty degrades and your honor lost. And the reputation that you lost, how I defend it now. Thalestris said that now it's also degrading for me to be your friend. And shall this price, the inestimable price, exposed through crystal to gazing eyes and heightened by diamonds' circling rays, on that rapacious hand forever place, sooner shall grass in Hyde Park circus grow, and wits take lodges in sound of bow. Sooner let us ere see to chaos fall, men, monkeys, lapdogs, parrots perish all. She said, then dragging to Sir Plum repairs and bids her bear demand the precious hair. So what she did after telling all this to Belinda and Thalestris, that this is inevitable shame for all of us, and the price here refers to inestimable price refers to Belinda's lock, and the diamond cycling race refers to diamond ring on Belinda's Baron's hand. So there is a diamond ring on Belinda's hand, and he is holding the Belinda's lock in his hair, feeling very proud and show off his victory. And he is holding the locks, and he at any cost not willing to return that. Okay, and this incident of yours, so Thalestris suggests that this incident of yours become viral, and soon everyone began to know about this incident. And writers wrote about it, and even it can be heard at every part of corner of earth, air, sea, and it can be heard by men, monkeys, lapdogs, parrots, and all of that. So Thalestris, she told her boyfriend Sir Plum to, so she requested him to told request Mr. Let's say, yeah, Lord Baron to return the logs. And so Thalestris, and what he did, Sir Plum, he calls to Baron, and let's see what he said. With earnest eyes and round unthinking face, he first the snuff box opened, then case, and thus broke out, "My lord, why, what the devil? Damn the lock! Forget you must be civil. Plague on it, 'tis past a jest, nay, prithee pox, give her the hair." He spoke and rapped his box. "It grieves me much," replied the peer again, "and who speaks so well should ever speak in vain. But by this log, this sacred log, I swear, which never more shall join its parted hair, which never more its honor shall renew, and clipped from lovely head, where let it grow, that while my nostrils draw the vital air, this hand which won it shall forever wear." He spoke, and speaking in a proud trim spread, he long sent it on of her head. So Sir Plum requested Baron to return the logs, and Baron's reaction was that he said that, "Oh, shame on you, Sir Plum, you are such an honorable person, and you talk so foolishly that that What if I return the logs? It's not logical that you cannot, once the log has been cut and parted, you cannot rejoin it. And he said that at any cost, I did not return that log. It's my greatest victory, and this victory of mine should be remembered by men for ages. And what he did that it's not possible for me to return that. And okay, and what is this? And this shall forever, his hand which won't shall forever wear. So the logs are in his hand, and this is a symbol of his victory, and I shall keep it forever. And he felt very proud about it. But Umbrel, hateful gnome, forbears not so. He breaks the wheel whence the sorrows flow. Then see the nymph in beauteous grief appears, her eyes half languishing, half drowned in tears. On her heavy bosoms hung her dropping head, which with a sigh she raised, and thus she said, forever cursed be this detested day which snatched my best, my favorite girl away. Happy or 10 times happy had I been if Hampton's court these eyes had never seen. Yet I'm not, I first mistaken mate by love of God to numerous ills betray. Oh, had I rather unadmired remain if some lone is the distant northern land, where the gilt chariot never marked the way, where none learn ombre, none ever taste bohy, and there kept my charms concealed from mortal eye, like roses that in desert bloom and die. What moved my mind with a youthful lords to roam? Or had I stay and said my prayers at home? Twice this morning omens did foretell tries from my trembling hand. The patchbox fell, the tottering china shook without a wind. Nepal sat mute and shock was most unkind. So here we'll see Belinda. She felt guilt, she regret, and she repent on her loss of luck that she okay. And Embril, he was not satisfied with that humiliation, and he wants much worse situation that. So there Belinda's speech is there, and she felt repent on why she came to that Hampton court. Okay, and she said, Alas, why I come here, and among these numerous ill persons, the ill man. Okay, and she said that it's better that I, instead of coming here to this party or this gathering, I stay alone to a distant northern land, and so it's better that instead of playing ombre with such a cruel man, I should have a tea, black tea at my home alone. And so several things she compared that, so she become nostalgia and remember the dream. Now she remembered the dream that, and the message that Ariel want to convey her in her dream, and she now saw, remembering that omens, the signs which indicate there's something gonna bad to be happen with you if you go to that Hampton court. She remembered that her hands trembling, and the page box felt, and another thing that the tottering china refers to china cup, and it shocked without a wind, and Paul refers to parrot. He become mute and shock her dog. At that day it was unkind, it show unusual behavior. So all these were signs that something bad will going to happen. So she remembered that and felt repent. Next lines, Nepal's okay, a self to warn me of threats of fate in mystic visions now believed too late. See the poor remnants of these slighted hairs, my hands shall rend what envy thy rapine spares. These into sable ringlets taught to break, once gave new beauteous to chauvin neck. The sister lock now sits uncaught alone. So here she remembers the dream, the vision of Ariel the sylph, okay, and who tried to convey, show her fate. Mystic visions refer to dreams that she repent on why she couldn't understand that omens or the message that Ariel tried to convey, and she thought to cut her remaining hair as well. So here these two Sybil's ringlets to break. So she says that all my beauty was due to that locks and it has been lost now. And sister locks refer to there are two locks. So these two sister locks refer to their two locks, and one was cut by Baron. Not seven was they were cut by Baron, and her remaining hair, apart from that locks, seems some very bad and ugly. Okay, unpaired. And in its fellow's fate foresees its own uncle, it hangs the fatal shares demand and tempts once more thy sacrilegious hands. And hast thou, cruel, been content to seize hairs less in sight, or any hairs but these? So personification is there, personifying the logs and the remaining hair, same fate as other, and so she met unfortunate. So her coming to that Hampton Court proves to be unfortunate for her, and sacrilegious hand here refers to hand of Baron. You humiliate Belinda by cutting her locks, and cruel refer to Baron as well. So suggesting that uh, Belinda suggests that it would be better that if you cut my remaining hair and keep the locks. So this is end of Canto 4, and next video we'll discuss Canto 5.